Alright guys, tonight we're going to do a review on Gold Bay. If you've been watching the channel, you knew this one was coming. Gold Bay is a company out of Washington. With them I bought a 2-pound bag, or excuse me, 3-pound bag of loaded cons. It has a gram plus of gold in it, and so I got it. It came packaged pretty nice. In this nice little resealable bag. These are the rocks from the first screen out that I did. This bag was $49 with shipping and handling. And it got here in about a week. A little bit of slow shipping in my book, especially with priority mail it came. I expected it here by last Friday or Saturday. And then just one other note. He made a mistake and actually sent me 2 bags. And from a customer standpoint side, I would think that he would just let me keep that bag. He's actually having me mail it back and return it. Again, his mistake, not mine. I didn't order 2 bags. I didn't try to get 2 bags. But he is having me return that one. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to classify down the rocks, see if we have any pickers in here. We got some jet dry in there, and then the second classification of rocks is this bag right here, and then the actual dirt to go through, as always, is right there. So we're going to zoom in. Like I said, we'll do the rocks real quick. I'll pan out the first scoop of the Paydirt as always, and then I'll pause it and I'll finish it all for you, and then get you a review with the weight and everything at the end. So again, how do you get the rocks out? You pan rocks just like you would pan anything else. You're looking for heavier material. The gold, if it is this size, is going to be much heavier than anything else. And so you just shake it, agitate it, get it all the way down, and see what's left. Nothing of real interest in here, no gems, no amethyst, anything like that. Again, that was the bigger rocks. I'm going to switch to my season pan now to do the other rocks. Hopefully you guys all did see that video on what to do before you start panning. That's seasoning, getting that wax coat off of there so that that fine flour gold's not floating around. When you use a pan enough, obviously eventually it'll get that wear into it, but until then you want to get rid of that wax and all that buildup, because it's just going to make the gold float away. So we're going to very carefully go through these, and to come I actually have negotiated some reviews with some larger companies that are sending out some Paydirts. I'll have some Dirt Hog Paydirt here, some Gold Hog Paydirt. I'm also working on Eureka Joe's and Eureka Sands as well. A company that I actually got confused with Eureka Joe's. I thought it was the same company this entire time, and I come to find out it's not. Felix as well. I'm trying to do something with a review on their Hopes and Dreams bag. See if we can't find anything there. With Gold Bay, he actually does buy gold as well. If you're a prospector and you have gold, obviously because he adds it into the bags he sells, he does buy gold. He guarantees that he pays 95% of spot, higher than anybody else. If you do also sell your precious metals that you have, for jewelry and stuff, there's not a whole lot of places that are paying very good on that. Gold Bay is one of them that does pay pretty well. And also, he gives you the complete alloy weight. He's not taking the percentage of 24 karat gold or 15 or 18, excuse me, karat gold. He does classify it down, but he doesn't take the percentage of what it is. He just pays you on the total weight for everything. So there's a nice little piece of mica in here that looked like a nice gold nugget, and it's not. So as we've talked about in other videos, there are a lot of things that look like gold. Fool's gold. Mica has a real shiny luster to it when it's underwater, but floats. And the thing that you really want to watch for is if it looks like gold, it's got to act like gold. And what I mean by acting like gold is it's got to be one of the heaviest metals, heaviest rocks in the pan. Now, I'm going to kind of jinx myself here probably a little bit, but with adding a gram of gold, I would expect to see a nugget or something in this, some little pickers in these smaller rocks, just because when you are paying for a loaded bag, you do want to see a little bit more of those nicer tabs than just the flour gold. So not to jinx myself, but I am hoping to show you some nice pickers, a couple like that, hopefully in these rocks as we're going through even, because they should have got screened out if they were the right size. I've never really talked about why you classify. If you're new to panning, that might be important to you. If you've been panning for a while or prospecting for a while, you already know. Not to get too scientific on you, but the reason that you actually want to pan this stuff or separate it out, classify it down, is because you're trying to shake and agitate that gold down to the very bottom of the pan. And with other rocks and things in the way, it kind of can mess up that whole science, because the gold is actually getting caught on larger rocks, it's getting caught on top of heavier or lighter materials, just because it's getting blocked to go through that. So 2 pans with no flakes in. Again, like I said, I'm probably going to jinx myself here. I think you saw a review that I did probably of Randy's Paydirt from goldadventures.biz. Pleasure to deal with Randy. He's a retired military man. Dave at Gold Bay is a pretty decent guy. Like I said, I did have a couple issues. I don't like when somebody doesn't get back to me. Customer service is as much a part of these reviews as what's in the bottom of the pan when I'm done. Shipping costs, how the packaging came. There's this terrible eBay seller out of California called Two Guys Prospecting. Never ever have I said bad about anybody, but I would never buy from eBay seller Two Guys Prospecting out of California. Worthless customer service. The bag came, it was exploded, it was just in a garbage bag. And that's the problem with a lot of these eBay sellers, is they're just fly-by-night people. They're just trying to make a pile of money off of you or your friends before anybody actually takes the time to research them and get to know that they're either claim jumpers or they're buying gravel at Home Depot and then just mixing their gold into it. So again, I've never said a bad word about a company, but I would never. Yeah, there's some nice pickers. Look at that. That's what you want to see, guys. So I didn't jinx myself too much. I think you can see those. Those are real nice pieces of gold. And again, when you're buying a loaded bag, you're gonna expect to see these things. When you're buying off of an eBay seller here or there, it's probably not going to be the same quality, the same type of business as a reputable company. Dave's been in business for quite a few years. Like I said, he also has a company where he buys and sells gold Paydirt and gold itself. And then one more little piece in there as well. I'll throw those in the pan here. And again, we'll go through those rocks again at the end of the video before I weigh up everything and give you a total on what the weight and everything is. But I would say that picker right there is probably 0.2 grams on its own, and then a nice little small picker, and then a decent sized one too. This is almost a nugget, except it's actually a real nice piece of gold. I wish you guys could see that a little bit better, but that's there. So again, when you're buying loaded bags, you're gonna want to see bigger size gold, just for the fact that, again, you're paying for the gold to be in there. A lot of companies are offering unsearched material. Nowhere does Gold Bay claim that it's unsearched. It might be. I don't want to advertise it as unsearched on this channel, because I really don't know that. I did talk to Dave last week, and he told me it took him a while to get back to him because he was up at the mine. So again, he might have a claim. He might be pulling this stuff right out of the ground, and when we get done, there might be 6 ounces in here, or excuse me, 6 grams in here. But all he guarantees is the 1 gram that you purchase. Randy's from Gold Biz, again, was a fun bag to go through. His was $75 with shipping for a gram plus. I ended up getting 1.3 grams out of his bag. So not a huge above and beyond the gram. This is $30 cheaper for shipping and handling and everything, with the same weight of a bag and the same loaded amount of gold. So hopefully when we get here down to the end, we'll be able to see what's going on there. And again, we're just going to go through this first pan. I'll show you what was in the bottom of the first one, and then I'll go ahead and not bore you with all techniques and talking and everything else that's going on. Just to talk about this pay dirt, I'm not seeing a lot of black sand at all. That can be a good and a bad thing. You kind of do want to see some black sand if you want all natural product, if you don't want a Home Depot mix. But, you know, again, he might be just throwing in some nice pieces of gold in here and getting it to the weight that he guarantees, which is fine by me as well. There's actually a couple nice little pieces here. Nice little garnet. Kind of interesting, actually, to find a garnet without black sand, but it is a nice little garnet. And then in this first pan, there's 5 or 6 pieces right in here. Let me try to wash this away. And then, as I said, I'm going to pause it. I'll go through the rest of it and then get you the total. I'll show you what was actually in there, and get you a weight and everything on it. So that's in the first tablespoon right there. There's 1 nice picker, and then about 5 or 6 flakes right there that you probably can't see terribly well. Again, I would have expected to see some black sand in the bottom of this, also some real fine flour gold. All that's really telling me is that more than likely this didn't come out of the ground. Or, well, obviously it's dirt, it did come out of the ground, but out of a mine. Again, you really, if you're panning true pay dirt out of the ground, you're going to see a lot of black sand because that's the heaviest material. So that's the first scoop. You saw those pickers. I'm going to pause it now, and I'm going to pan out the rest of this, and I'll be back with you in a little bit. Did just want to show you a little update. Maybe you can see all of this. This is just out of 3 scoops so far. You know, I was complaining about the black sand not being there. There was a little bit in this last pan. But really, I guess what I'm going to talk to you guys about is this is a really good pay dirt for beginners because it's really easy to pan. It's quick. You know, this is 3 scoops already, you know, and we got all of that right there out of 3 little scoops plus the pickers. So I'm going to keep going with it, but I just kind of wanted to show you how fast. It's only been about 3 minutes since I paused it, and I'm down through 3 scoops already. I actually probably could do this whole panning video at once, but I'm trying to keep the length of the videos down a little bit more so you guys can get more viewing time in without having to listen to my annoying voice for hours on end. So again, just a little update, and I'm going to keep panning this, and we'll get you at the end. All right, everyone. So zoom in on this a little bit in the light, maybe. My Christmas tree's in the way. So that's what we ended up with. Again, I'll weigh this out and dry it for you. About a dime size worth of smalls and flakes. No real fine gold at all. That nice picker there, almost a nugget. And there's probably a good 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pickers there, plus that nice piece. So I will get this all weighed up and dried out for you, and we'll have a final review here in a minute. Alright guys, so just want to show this. You can see that. That's all the pickers. And then that's all the fine gold. Nice little jar. Weighed in at 1.1 grams. So when you look at, like I've been comparing everything else, market value, spot, it's exactly where it should be. And actually for the price, that included shipping, which is $5. So actually for a return on investment, I would rate it probably at 101%. Again, not a lot of black sands. It's not an unsearched pay dirt, I wouldn't say. I don't want to speak on their behalf without knowing that for sure. But the reality is, as I mentioned, without that black sand, without those minerals, you know, there wasn't any iron, any lead, any heavy material in it at all besides the gold itself. But again, for 50 bucks, I got $50 worth of gold out of it, and that included the shipping. So all in all, I would rate it a 10 out of 10. Just like Randy, Dave, for the most part, pleasure to deal with. You know, oddly enough, this is just me being a jerk, but the free package that, or the extra package that he sent along, you know, it's his mistake, not mine. I am going to go through the work of sending it back to him. You know, so I guess maybe minus a little bit off for that, because my time's worth money too. But I would recommend it, especially for a beginner. Slaw 1979 2012 is a great pay dirt from eBay for a beginner. This, you're going to see a lot more gold in it. You will pay a little bit more. Most of Slaw's listings are right around $15 to $20, some up as high as $30. But for a gram of gold, again, spot on, decent customer service, a little slow on the shipping, but if you're a beginner, this is the pay dirt I would play with, especially Christmas coming up right now. You know, if you have a panner in the family, somebody that really enjoys it, like I said, it's not like prospecting, but they're going to love seeing the gold in their pan. You know, that picker alone, this is about a 0.2 gram picker, and you know, a real nice little piece of gold. Actually, one of the biggest pieces of gold besides nuggets, as far as the flake goes or anything that I found. You know, maybe put my fingernail to it so you can see. Nice size piece. Again, all in all, about a 10 out of 10. I would recommend him. I'll put the link at the end of this video. If you do want to order from him, tell him Chad sent you so he knows where you saw the review or how you came on to him. I don't have anything worked out with him. I should say that. I don't make commission. I don't make anything on any of the pay dirts that I'm reviewing. This is strictly a channel that I started because of my experience with buying pay dirt online. And I wanted to give you an honest and reputable source where you could see that. Again, coming up in the next week or two, hopefully all the Paydirts will be here. I'm going to start reviewing some of the big companies. Gold Bay is one of those. Randy is a decent sized company as well. It's just him, but he's a prospector. But I'll have Dirt Hog coming up. They're a bigger company out of Canada. Gold Hog, which in comparison to Paydirt, they're sending me some mystery bags. It's basically a day of prospecting in the bag. You never know what you're going to get. The thing I do like about Gold Hog, though, is that you do get gems and different things that they find throughout the year and in their sluice. So I'll get those up. I'm going to get this video up. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other Paydirts that you want reviewed. Have a good evening.